morning, Year 6. Welcome back to another virtual maths session. It is the 22nd of April today. It is Wednesday morning, and I hope you're all ready for another day ahead. Now, today we're going to be revising different methods of division today, and as always, your success criteria is here. But before we get started, there's a little Kahoot challenge for you. Now, I believe Uliane has won this for the last 2 days in a row, so have a go at this and see if you can beat her, okay? Go to kahoot.it and enter in this code here, or alternatively click the daily task sheet and it will take you straight there for you. Now get ready to pause the video, and when you've had a go and you've completed this, your brain is ready and raring to go, come back and press play. Now then, our actual question here, okay? I've got 4 different sums: 496 divided by 3, 496 divided by 6, 496 divided by 12, and 896 divided by 3. I would like you to have a little think in your head. Which one of these will give you the biggest answer, and which one will leave you with the smallest answer? No need to work them out, okay? Use your mathematic detective skills to work out which one will leave you with the biggest answer and which one will leave you with the smallest answer. I'll give you about 5 seconds to have a think about that one. So which one will leave you with the biggest answer and which one will leave you with the smallest answer? 4, 3, 2. And let's have a look at this then. Now, looking at these top 2 or top 3 here, okay, I've got 496. Now I'm dividing this one by 3, by 6, and by 12. That means that this one here is going to leave me with the smallest answer, because this number is much, much bigger, okay, and I'm dividing by a lesser number. This is the same as these, but I'm dividing by more objects, I'm dividing by more people, or whatever it may be that I'm dividing into. So this one will leave you with the smallest answer. Now, of course, this is a much bigger number than these, and I'm actually not dividing by that many, I'm only dividing by 3. So this one here will give me the largest answer. Well done if you got those correct. Now then, let's have a look at the actual question. Let's take this one here. 496 divided by 3. What would the answer be? Now, this is up to you how you solve this, okay? There's so many different ways that we've discussed in school, and remember, you can use a method that is suitable for you. As long as it gets you the correct answer, and as long as it is quite quick, and it's not going to take 25 minutes to work out, then you can use whatever method is suitable for you. Of course, I generally go with my trusty bus stop method. It's so versatile, and it has lots of different uses. So I'm going to write down 3, and that is going into 496. Now, before I start this, if you're ever stuck with your multiplication tables, write them down, okay? It can help you there. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, and 27. Remember, you'll never have to go further than the times by 9, because if you do, that means that this hasn't quite worked, okay? So, I've got my 3 times table here to help me if I need it. I've got my question laid out, and I can now start to solve it. So how many times does 3 go into 4? What is 4 divided by 3? Well, that is 1 with a remainder of 1, okay? 4 divided by 3 is 1, remainder 1. So I've now got 19 divided by 3. Well, 19's just after 18, okay, so it's here. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Because 6 gets me to 18. And I've got a remainder again, because I'm going to 19 of 1. Oh, 16. Well, 16 just goes here. And I know 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is the closest one. So it's 5 with a remainder again, because I'm at 15. I've now got to get 16, which is a remainder of 1. So there we go. There's one answer. 165, remainder 1. Now, that's great. I could also put it into a fraction. How do I do that again? I would take my remainder and put it over what I'm dividing by. So 165 remainder 1, or 165 and 1/3, 1 over 3. And of course, I can also put it into a decimal place. Now to do that, I just need some place value holders on the bottom. And I put 2 zeros here, because it's going to go to 2 decimal places. Now I take that remainder 1 that I have, and I just move it to the next number, okay? Because 496.00 is the exact same as 496, but it means I can put my remainder somewhere to continue my division. So I've now got 10. Well, 10 divided by 3, of course, is 3, remainder 1. Let's leave it 10 again. It's going to be 3, remainder 1. And it'll keep going and going because it is a recurring number. It'll just keep going 0.33333. Okay? So I've now got my 3 answers. 165 remainder 1, or 165 and 1/3, or 165.33. Okay? Now all of these have different uses. Read the question carefully. If it's asking you to put it as a fraction, put it as a fraction. If it's asking you for 2 decimal places, you will need to have decimal places. And if it's a question where you may have to round it up or down, you could probably stop here at your remainder. It all depends on the question. Now then, let's put this into use with an actual question here. Okay? So, a group of 5 friends go to a theme park. It costs £137. How much does it cost each person? So I know my total cost. I know how many friends have shared into this cost. And I now need to work out how much it costs per person. So of course, the maths that I'm looking for here is 137 divided by 5. Now there's different ways to do this. You might be able to do this in your head. You might be able to use your number facts to help you here. But of course, what I'm going to be doing is my bus stop method. And I'm going to have to get this into pounds and pence. Therefore, I'm going to need to use a decimal place. Okay, it's going to go to 2 decimal places, remember? So let's get it laid out. 5. How many times into 137? Now I'm just going to rub this out here, so I've got a little bit more space. And again, if you're ever stuck, if you're not sure of your times table, okay, you could write it down the side. So there we go. I will write that there for me to give me a hand, just if I need it. Maybe you don't have to use it, and that is absolutely fine. Okay, so there is my multiplication table down this side. So I'm now doing 137 divided by 5. Okay then. I could start, because I know I'm going to be using decimal places, I could start straight away by going straight into my decimal place and my 2 zeros there. Put it straight in, and I know that's where I need to go to. Okay? So 1 divided by 5. Well, it can't be done as a whole number. So I'm going to put a 0 there, and I'm going to carry my 1 to the next one, leaving me with 13 divided by 5. Well, 13 will be here, so it's going to be 2. That gets me to 10, and I've got a remainder of 3. 37 divided by 5. 37's here, so it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay, but that only gets me to 35, so I've got a remainder of 2. Now I can put my remainder of 2 straight into here. Okay, don't need to worry about remainders, don't need to worry about fractions, because that's not what the question's asking me to do. And I've now got 20 divided by 5. Well, that works perfectly. 20 divided by 5 is, of course, 4 with no remainder. Okay, there we go. There's my answer. So, how much does it cost each person? It costs them £27.40. Why have I put the 0 here? Because it's 40 pence. It's 0.4. Okay, so it's not 0.04. Okay, it's not on 4 pence. It's 0.4. And you can see here, if I was to do 5 divided by 0, well, that's going to be 0 as well. Okay, so the 0 could go there. But that's just about knowing place value. So, how much does it cost each person to go to the theme park? If they spend £137 and there's 5 of them, it is £27.40. Now have a think, how could you check this? How would you check that? Of course, you would check it by taking this number and multiplying it by 5 and hoping that it gives you £137. Now I have done this and I know it's correct, so we are good to move on. Okay then, final question. Now this, you might need a little bit of a different answer for. An aeroplane has 250 passengers. Each row, so each row of seats holds 9 passengers. How many rows will there be on the plane? Or how many rows will need to be used on the plane? Okay, so I know my important information here is 250. I'm sharing those 250 passengers between 9 per row. So it's going to be 250 divided by 9. Okay then. So I can start to lay it out. How many times does 9 go into 250? Again, if you need that little bit of help, nothing wrong with writing down your 9 times table. 9, 18, 27, 36, 45, 54, 63, 72 and 81. I don't need to go to times 10 because that will never go as far as that. Okay then, let me rub out this so we've got a little bit more space. How many times does 2 go into 9? Well, how many times does 9 go into 2? Well, equally it doesn't, okay? 2 divided by 9 is not going to leave me with a whole number. So I'm going to put a 0 and carry my 2 across. 25 divided by 9. Well, 25 is here between 18 and 27. So it's 1 and 2 with a remainder going from 18 to 25 with a remainder of 7. Okay then. 70 divided by 9. 70 comes here between 60 and 72. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. That gets me to 63. And that leaves me from 63 to 70 with a remainder of 7. So I've now actually got my answer here. How many rows will be used? There will be 27 rows used, but there'll be 7 passengers left over. So they will need their own row. I can't just leave them on the sort of the side of the plane. No, you can't fly today. We've filled up our rows perfectly. You 7 will have to wait till some more people come. That will obviously not work. So therefore, I would need 28 rows because I would need an extra row for these 7 passengers. Doesn't matter if it's full or not. I still need to put them on the plane. They will need a row. So there'll be 28 rows. Okay? Sorted. Division. Done. Now then, all your questions have been sent to your parents. They are also available on Google Drive as always. So complete your tasks. Again, if you want me to mark them, send a photo to me and I will mark it for you. Otherwise, answers will be sent at the end of the day. There's an extension set of activities on StudyLadder for you to complete if you so wish to. Otherwise, Year 6, I look forward to speaking to you very, very soon for our morning Skype sessions. Have a wonderful lesson and I will speak to you shortly. Goodbye, Year 6.